So I was on set in a mocap suit with rigging and a polar bear head on top of my head.
Garcia?
What the hell?
Should we do the thing? I'm afraid we're gonna have to.
You don't look like a polar bear. Nice talking to you, Agent
Likewise, yeah. I'm wearing
Agent
my summer.
Garcia.
I'm wearing my summer clothes right now.
Yeah, well,
Around
you are in
Christmas.
white though. You are in
Yeah.
white. Well, congratulations on the movie.
Thank
Great
you.
voice. You play a polar bear. Elf. Elf. Elf doesn't stand what we think it stands for. You're an
ELF.
agent with Dwayne Johnson as the jefe.
Yes, el jefe grande.
El jefe grande. So were you on set? Was this done through like motion capture, or tell us a little bit how you achieved the look?
It was mocap, yeah, motion capture. So I was on set in a mocap suit with rigging and a polar bear head on top of my head. And then after we wrapped principal photography, I went into the booth and did the voice again.
Mm.
So
So,
I got to do the voice live on the day, and then afterwards I went back and re-recorded.
so how tall are you?
I'm 6'4".
Oh, okay. So you were like life size.
Yeah. It's funny. It took a minute for everybody to get used to looking up, and when we're having a discussion, instead of looking eye to eye, so
Yeah.
I'd have to deliver lines to their feet, so then our eyes wouldn't meet, and they would actually look up at the bear head. It was funny.
So they didn't need to add any height to you. You're there already.
Almost, yeah, but the bear head was still like 2 feet above me. I mean, the bear's 9 feet.
Oh, right.
So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that they put an additional so that
Yes.
the eye line would be correct, right?
So it's a polar bear head's about this big, rubber, and then it's on a rigging above my head with a pole, and then the head's up here. So yeah. So I'm 6'4", and then it's about another foot and a half, 2 feet above. So the bear's about 8.5, 9 feet tall. So
Yikes.
yeah, he's a
So the
he's
rule
a,
was the
he's
rule
a
was don't look me in the eye.
exactly. And it's hard because sometimes when you're acting, you keep doing that. You keep meeting eye to eye to speak with each other, and it's like, no, look up at him.
So how heavy was that thing? Or was it light? Just so you had to work on the neck muscles, right?
Yeah, man, it was pretty heavy. It's about like 20 pounds, 22 pounds. Yeah,
That's a lot.
yeah. So it's pretty heavy, and it had a rigging around my ribs, my waist, spinal
Yikes.
cord. Yeah, it took a couple people to get in and out of it. So
Oh my goodness. When you got out of that rig, I mean, it was kind of like,
oh yeah,
get it
afterwards,
off me.
yeah, you just kind of but it's funny. It once you they did a really great job at like adhering it to me.
Hmm.
So the straps were super tight. And they would always ask me, like, is it too tight? I'm like, no, make it as tight as you possibly can. Well, we're cutting off circulation. I'm like, the tighter it is, the better I can move around with it. And
Yeah.
it got to the point where I could even sit around and I'd hang out.
Did you take pictures of
Yeah,
that?
well, of course.
Oh
But
my
one of the
God.
funniest things, I grabbed a Coca-Cola, the old Coca-Cola polar bear commercials.
Oh yeah.
I'm sitting on a bar. I'm sitting on a stool and just like drinking a Coke, and everyone's walking by laughing. I thought that was pretty funny.
Wow. Wow. That sounds like fun, but I'm sure it was a lot of work for that to carry that 20-pound head on top of you. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it was physically challenging for sure.
And what was it like? Obviously, everyone's asking, what was it like working with Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans? I mean, that's a big star-studded cast there. I mean,
Believe it or not, it was like walking into a room and seeing old friends. Even though we had never met before, they were so pleasant and so warm
mm,
and inviting. Just walked in and everybody was. And the cool thing is, I walk in with this giant, so everyone's attention is drawn to me immediately. I'm the big bear in the room. So it was really cool, and they were very helpful. They helped me get in and out of the rigging sometimes if the case, if the situation called for it. Yeah, it was a blessing. It was really wonderful, and working with JK Simmons, he's literally one of my top three favorite actors. He's just I was like, that was just listening to that man talk near me was just every time I had to stop myself from fanboying out like, oh my god. So
and what a great world they made. You mentioned J.K. Simmons. He plays Santa Claus, an
yes,
athletic one. And they
Yes.
create this whole universe, which is so cool. And you have this talking, polar bear who's an agent that's part of his detail. I mean, that was such a cool world to be in. Was it mostly green screen? Was it built sets? What was it
No,
like?
built, everything was built.
Oh,
At
wow.
least the stuff that I saw was built. We had, big sound stages, that whole Santa's workshop. I mean, even the reindeer were in there. They were real huge structures that were later enhanced,
Hmm.
applied on with CG, but yeah, everything was real. So it was great. You could actually touch stuff and inside, like all the little computers, and everything was analog and you could play with the dials. It was
Oh,
phenomenal, the attention to detail. It was so, so amazing.
yeah. Don't get
And
me near don't get me near buttons because I'm that person.
yes, me too. I was just nonstop like,
Does this work? What does this do? What does that
yes,
do?
exactly. Oh, this lights up. What? Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, well, the voice was such a great match. Did you keep your voice? I mean, you have a deep voice too. You have the radio voice. Did you have to go deeper?
Well, it's funny when I first started doing the voice, my first couple of lines, I was trying to make it sound deeper. And they were just like, no, 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 just use your regular voice. And I personally thought that it was too high pitched for a giant polar bear.
Mm. Hmm.
But now that I see the bear and I've seen the film, and it works, because my voice is naturally a little scratchy and kind
Yeah.
of rough, and so is that bear, so it works.
No, it really stands out. And then, of course, being proud Latino, it's Agent Garcia. So it's kind of like, oh, cool.
That
Just a
was
little,
so
just a little stuff, right? That makes us happy.
that made the whole experience exponentially better. The
Yeah.
fact that it's not a bear named Lou or whatever, Bingo or something. It was like, no, Agent Garcia. I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
anything.
Well, it helps too that Dwayne Johnson's partner, Hiram Garcia. So
You're right.
like,
Exactly.
yes, he wrote it too. He's co-writer. So
Exactly.
that's
So
even better.
it was a testament to Hero. It was awesome.
Yeah. Well, great job. You're a standout. Really great
Oh,
voice,
thank you
and the
so
bear
much.
is a good quality, good character too. So I wish there was more of him in the movie, but we see plenty of you, but we
Well,
wish he was
let's
in it more.
let's hope for Red One too. That
Oh
maybe
God, you know it. They created this universe. It's a franchise. I'm telling you right now. It's a
I hope
franchise.
I hope so. I hope to be playing this bear until I'm too old to wear the suit.
Yeah, and it's gonna happen. It's Dwayne Johnson. He makes franchises happen.
Ah, from your lips to God's ears.